What's up, you guys? It's Levi here. Welcome to another edition of the Cybersecurity Education Channel. I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. For those of you that are American, for those of you that aren't American, or for those of you that are watching this video way in advance, I hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome to the first video in my new office here. As you can see, I have a Nebraska banner up here. I'm a huge Husker fan, and that's the background that I grew up in. So I wanted to put that in my. I wanted to make sure to start getting that in my video frames here, so that you guys can get a little bit more in touch with me. And this is a big part of my background. Hopefully, as I move along, I'll be able to fill out the outsides here as well to make it look more pleasing to you guys. So a couple of weeks ago, I traveled out to Las Vegas. And it really got me thinking in my head, being a cybersecurity thinker, as a cybersecurity expert, hey, it would be a really good idea to present to you guys things that you can do when you're traveling to help protect yourselves from identity theft, from fraud, your information getting stolen, things like that from your mobile devices that you're bringing along on your trip, and best practices for you guys. So I decided I'm going to create a video series about cybersecurity topics of things that you can do to protect yourself when you're traveling, and that's what I'll be talking about in the next few videos here. I'm not quite sure how many videos I'm going to do yet, but I know that the next few videos will be that, and I won't be doing anything else but that in the next few videos unless there's some major breaking cybersecurity news that I have to get out to you guys right away. So keep watching in the future for those videos to come out. The first topic that we're going to be talking about today in that realm, we're going to be talking about public charging stations. So what do I mean by public charging stations? You all know that when you go to the airport, the most common thing that people do is they're on their phones, they're on their tablet, they're on their laptop, because you're usually out of the airport for at least 2 hours, and there's nothing better to do. You're either doing that, or you're drinking or eating, or if you're weird like me, you're walking around the place for 2-3 hours or however long you're there because you like to exercise, and you don't want to sit down because you're going to be sitting down on the plane the whole time. So in those situations, including mine, because I play music on my phone the entire time, or I have YouTube up on my phone the entire time, your phone battery, your tablet battery is just getting drained and drained and drained. And most of the time, at some point in time, you're going to have to plug your phone in at the airport because you're afraid it's going to die on the plane, right? So you go to these public charging stations because they're right there, they're convenient. You plug your phone in and boom, you got your phone charged and everything's great to go, right? Well, not so fast.
But Levi, what can possibly happen with a public charging station when I plug my phone in? Like, I just plug my phone in, it gets charged. I've done it several times before, and I've never had an issue. What could possibly happen?
All right, so some of the risks that can happen when you plug your phone into this, and all of these risks stem from somebody putting an extra chip inside of the cable that's inside of these charging stations, and that allows them to do certain things to your phone that you wouldn't want them to. So, number one risk, malware. So you plug your phone into that charger, immediately that chip pushes out malware to your phone, so that it can do some of these other risks that we're going to talk about, like being able to track everything that you do. So there can be tracking involved, where anything that you do on your phone, you can be tracked. You can have data theft happen to your phone. So anything that you have on your phone, videos, pictures, your contacts, phone numbers, anything like that, somebody can steal that off of your phone and transfer it to themselves or transfer it to that chip. It can give somebody control over your phone. So basically, they can do whatever they want with your phone. They can watch your phone. They can they can do a combination of these things where they can pull your data off of their phone. They basically own your phone. So yeah, all of these are some pretty bad things. Like, you don't want somebody to be able to have control of your phone from just plugging into an airport jack just because you wanted to charge your phone. And one of the quotes that I found online that I thought was pretty cool from Caleb Barlow, the Vice President of X-Force Intelligence at IBM Security. He was saying that plugging your phone into a public charging station is like finding a toothbrush on the side of the road and then sticking it in your mouth. You have no idea where it's been. So yeah, you don't know where this public charging station, you don't know what's been done to this public charging station, and it's like hygiene for your phone. You don't want to plug that electronic toothbrush into your phone when you don't know where it's been, right? So now you guys are asking,
well, Levi, what can I do to protect myself then?
Bring your own charger and plug it into a wall jack at the airport if you can find one. You know where that charger's been, and if you would have had this issue, you would have already found out about it already, more than likely. And as long as you're buying your chargers through reputable sources and reputable stores, 99% of the time they're going to be safe. The second thing that you can do, and this is my personal favorite here, is to bring your own portable charging pack. So, like Walmart, Best Buy, they sell these little portable charging packs, and then you can go ahead and plug your own charger into it. And you don't have to have a wall jack or anything like that. The great thing about this is you don't have to worry about plugging it into a wall. You just have it right there. When you're on the airplane, same thing. Like a lot of airplanes don't have plug-ins to plug your phone jack into or whatever, and you can just plug it right into the portable charging pack, and you're good to go. And for me, I've noticed they last a long time. For me, I never have any problems with it. You can bring an extra battery. Most of the newer phones now don't have this capability, but if you can take the battery out of your phone, buy an extra one and just bring it with you and swap it out. That's another option too. Another thing that you could do if you know that you're going to a public place, charge your phone before at your office or your home, and then you might not even have to charge it before you take off, especially if you have a super short flight and you have a super short wait. So if you absolutely have to use that charger because you don't have one of these methods that I described above, you don't have a portable charge pack, you don't have your own phone charger, or you can't find a store to go get one of these in, I have 4 tips of advice for you. Turn your phone off when you're charging your phone on one of these public charging stations. If your phone's off, it's really hard to get into it. It makes it a lot harder. If you have to have your phone on, don't unlock the phone while you're using it. It's the same concept. The Samsung, the Android and the iPhones, when the phone is locked, they do a pretty good job nowadays of locking anything from getting into that device. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it makes it much more difficult. If you unlock that phone, you make it so much easier for a chip on a cable to allow somebody to get into your phone. If you absolutely have to use your phone, while it's plugged in on this, which I highly don't recommend, make sure that you're keeping your app and phone up to date. So you know that your phone will get a prompt that says, "Hey, you have a software update. Would you like to install it now, or would you like to wait?" I always suggest installing it like immediately as soon as possible, because those updates are out there for a reason. There's a vulnerability on your phone that could allow somebody to attack it and get in there and do bad things to your phone. By not updating it, you're pushing the length of the time it's making it easier for people to get in there. And especially when you're traveling like this, if you're going to plug into a port of the chip is probably going to take advantage of a vulnerability to help get into your phone. So make sure you keep your apps, and the same thing with your apps on your phone too. On Android and Apple phones, there's always app updates coming all the time. Make sure that you're going in the Play Store and the Apple Store, and you're going in there and updating those apps manually if you don't have that set. If you had it set up to automatically go, just make sure that it's automatically updating those. And then finally, before you plug in to a public charging station, make sure to check the cable. Like if the cable's frayed, if it's pretty obvious that something's been done to it, don't use that cable. That's pretty obvious there. So yeah, these are some of the risks when using public charging station, and these are some of the protections. You know, when plugging your phone into a public charging station, you risk malware, you risk getting tracked, you risk data theft, and you risk having somebody potentially control your phone and doing whatever they want to it well in the future after you have plugged in to that charging station. And then in terms of the protections, I highly advise that you bring your own charger, you bring your own charge pack, and you don't plug into that charging station. Me personally, I advise never plugging into those charging stations. At the airport, you should be able to find a shop with a phone charger if you have to. It's just not worth the risk for how much a phone charger costs and how easily you should be able to find one. Don't ever plug into one, but I know there's going to be people out there that are going to do it. So if you're going to do it, make sure you keep your phone updated, make sure you check that cable, and make sure to have your phone locked or turned off when you're charging it. So I hope this video is really helpful to you guys. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.